Oh my god. Really? Look at me. Really? Who are you? Number one. Number one. Why? Number two. What about my right nut? You know what I mean? I can't just accept when the right nut is just left in the wind. I need both. You know what I mean? I would like to have both. And the fact that, I'm just saying, I can't accept it. I can't accept it because the right one would get jealous. But, nice try. How to make smart decisions like a pro in Masters and Predator. My nose is itchy. Why is my allergies? So I'm going to land pretty far away. That's what you technically want to do in ranked, especially if you look at these diamond trails, right? When you look at the trails, we see everybody's kind of going. We know a lot of people are going thermal. We know a lot of people are going sorting factory. What I want to do is I want to land pretty far away. Nobody's on the left side of the map, which means that we could probably take countdown and maybe even lava fissure. I'm going to try to get countdown. Now we can. So I'm going to try to get countdown. Countdown, it's not the hot zone, which automatically has a purple or blue, or two blues, a purple in the middle. If it's the hot zone, don't even bother. It never has anything good. So because I know that I'm here, I don't mind landing weird. I landed a little weird right here. It's whatever. It's fine. So we're going to go ahead and hit the button. So there it is right here. I do have a flatline. I'm not going to take it. I like having the R9, even though the flatline is also like a really good choice. R301 right now is really good. Gun preference, when you want to land, especially in Masters and in Diamond and in higher ranks, landing somewhere where there's nobody is definitely key. And knowing where you're the map, right? So if we look at the map, there was nobody on this side of the map, right? I think even Skyhook was empty for the most part. But Skyhook is a pretty big POI, so I automatically assume people are going to be there. So I'm not going to rotate over there. However, we know Lava Fissure wasn't touched. So essentially speaking, we're not really near anybody. I know I can loot freely for the most part. But as time goes on, I just need to be a little bit more careful because people are going to be rotating from, the thermal and things like that. So every second that the game goes on, you have to be more aware of your surroundings. Also, if you have a microphone, don't be shy. I know a lot of people, they don't want to be in microphones for their own reasons, but, it's one of those things where if you're playing ranked, try to be as vocal as possible if you feel comfortable. Don't feel forced, but it'll definitely help, even if you have to type. It definitely is a thing. For my med situation, I've made a video on my med situation before, so you guys can go ahead and click that YouTube video if you guys want to know what I like to have in my backpacks for every tier. So that is there somewhere. Quick little side tip that I want to throw is R9, right? R9, this R9 skin, and a few others are basically, we call them pay to win skins. They're really, really, really good with iron sights. You can really see very clearly in the iron sight. Try to avoid using, the default one as much as possible, or anything that has that same crosshair, that circle. It's just not that good, if I'm being honest. So we look at the crafter, we know it's a purple shotgun bolt. So now we can look around the map and think to ourselves, okay, we need to find purple shotgun bolt. I just realized our homie's AFK. Yeah, another good tip, don't be AFK when you join ranked. So remember what I told you before. If we look at the map, we know Skyhook definitely has a crafter. There's going to be a team there. However, a lot of the teams weren't there in the beginning, right? Which means that they're probably late. Late looting in they might have been already a couple fights there. There was a crafter there. I don't really need anything from the crafter too much except a backpack. So I think I'm going to go over there, maybe craft a couple batteries and just be chill. But one thing when you slide and you get ready, you got to look, right? We're seeing if there's any pills open. Pill's not open over there. Let's see if there's any doors open. Doesn't look like there's doors open, so we can kind of walk this for free. If somebody was here, a lot of this would be taken. The ball hasn't been shot down yet. So using context clues, that's another tip, especially in higher ranks and higher tiers. You want to use the context clues with the things around you, so that way it tells you if you can move forward or not, right? Because if I walk inside of here and, you know, all the, like the top of the pill right there, if that's open, right? I'm looking at the middle. That door is not open right there. Looking at the key points of the hotspots of the map will basically tell me if there's someone here, and I should be like cautious. We have a backpack. We have plenty of ammo. I don't really need that over there, so I'm pretty chill. We have a shotgun bullet. We're good. Now we can worry about, you know, our rotation back. Now, if we think back to remember, you know, as we were flying in, this side of the map was very, very, very uncontested. I mean, our Loba has been AFK for 65 years, and she's still not dead. Yeah, so I know for a fact that that area is pretty safe. But as the zone gets closer, I have to be paying more attention to this side of the map. Paying attention to this side of the map, there was a lot of people rotating, as well as this thermal station right here. There was like 3 squads in thermal station. So you get a lot of context clues off of drop, okay? So looking at dive trails, looking at people, where they're going to land can dictate whether or not a path is going to be safe, right? Because if 10 teams, you watch 10 teams all land on this side of the map, and you're going to try to rotate into it, and there's 10 squad, you know, there's 12 squads left, it's just like, we have to think to ourselves, like, there could be a lot of squads on this side. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I know nobody's here. There's 12 squads left in the kill feed, and they're all probably on this side, with a couple rotating over here by harvesting. Again, use the context clues of the map that we see, and it doesn't look like any of the pills are looted on the outside, which means that somebody may have looted train, but didn't go further into the field. The ball is not shot, so that also means probably nobody's actually here. We're going to take a look real quick. Okay, blue armor right there hasn't been looted, so that means, you know, and it's pretty in a pretty open spot for the most part, so it would have been like seen easily. Pills aren't looted in here, so I know I can have a nice little rotation. But now this is where I start to get a little cautious. This is where we need to start paying attention, because there could be people, because we're getting close to the hot spots, right? Because remember when we first loaded in, remember I told you guys, thermal station, staging. Teams like that are rotating into here. You know, these haven't been looted yet, so I know I can walk up. But now I need to start paying attention to my harvester and my thermal side. All right, so we have 2 teams fighting on top of the hill. Now, I guarantee you, as I get to the top of the hill, teams are going to be fighting. There might be a team that could potentially want a third party on my left, coming from this side of the direction. There could be somebody directly below us. So before I jump off, I'm going to pay attention. Save your jump pad. We're going to try to kill this squad. Also, looking in the kill feed, that is something that's never going to change. You could be bronze, you could be predator rank number 1. It's never going to change. Using the kill feed is super important in any rank that you're playing in. And the reason why it's so important is because if you're hearing a Spitfire and you're seeing somebody die in a kill feed by a Spitfire, you know it's them. You know they're fighting in that spot. So right now we hear a Sentinel. We hear people trying to snipe in front of me. Don't shoot until we get closer.
New kill leader. Watch for them.
Walk. The blue armor swap in the pill. You're getting shot at.
New kill leader appointed.
New kill leader?
One's directly below us. He's healing. I might dive here. I might go in. I'm gonna back up because I can suck on the arc star. It's good. Now we have to look down below us.
Last member's down. One squad closer to winning.
Wait, put a jump pad. Put a jump pad. Fuck.
They spotted me. I'm taking shots. We're close to the placed.
All right, so using that portal, it basically put him inside the lava. You're good. So putting them inside the lava, that's just something I did with Wraith. I couldn't explain it in the heat of the moment, but I definitely knew they were going to try to follow because they had 1 knock. So when I threw them into the lava, it basically put them in a position where I had the high ground and they didn't. Also, when you're on top of the lava, sit on top of the death boxes, so that way you don't take damage. But I'm going to res them up top. There's 5 squads left. right? So I have to be very, very careful. I'm going to put it on top of a box. So that way he actually has something, right? I don't care about getting to the zone. It's only zone number 2. It's not going to hurt. As long as he has enough loot, we should be perfectly fine. So using my Wraith portal, again, that was something that you'll see a lot of Wraiths do. A lot of Wraiths will end up portaling and they know they're going to get chased. They'll throw it off of a cliff. So that way, anybody that follows, it's a one-way portal. They can't take the portal back. It puts them in a very difficult spot. And me putting them in the middle of the lava, I know they can't get out of it, right? So it's just a really, really good place to put them. It was just like one of those things where you'll progress as time goes on. You'll start to learn the characters and what you can and cannot do. And that will happen to you. That actually has happened to me plenty of times where I'll take the portal and sometimes I get thrown off the map because I got a little too excited. Now we got to look at the, now we look at the map and we got to understand, right? We have to understand that when we had that team fight, we didn't get third-partied, which means that there's really no one in our general area for the most part. They're probably all on this side of the map. So they're rotating in, right? So now that they're rotating in, we're just vibing. So we now know it's a Revenant. Oh. Sucks. You can't jump on that rock. It kicked me off. I didn't know that. That sucks. Wraith is still meta. I think Wraith is still meta. It's still really good. I just didn't know about that climbing on the rock. I didn't. No, honestly, so climbing the rock in that scenario, that was tough. That was tough. I didn't know that rock kicks you off. That's going to happen. Again, you're going to learn. I now know that is there, so I won't try to climb that again. But overall, I think the performance is still pretty good. You walk away at 30 KP. The goal when you have 4 KP on the board, especially in Masters, especially in the higher tiers, and this is going to be a thought process that you should always have, is try to avoid taking fights in the smaller circles. And here's why. When the circles get really small, especially in ranked, people get really aggressive. They want to send on you. The second they see that there's trades in the kill feed, you want to be the person that's doing the trading. You don't want to be the person that's starting the fight unless you know for a fact that you can do a very, very clean, quick fight. If you do a clean, quick team fight, and, kind of like get in, get out, that's great. The longer the team fight lasts, the more in jeopardy. Think of it like when you get into a team fight, as the circle is smaller, and let's say in that perfect scenario there was 5 squads alive. Think of it as more of like a clock, right? Where you like the hourglass clock, where you just kind of like flip it and turn over. Like you probably have 30 seconds to make that fight happen, and if you don't, you're gonna get thirded. You know what I mean? So you really have to pay attention and just make sure that you're doing things quickly.